Hey guys, I wanted to create a quick training video just sharing a little bit about how I basically coached while I was on my honeymoon. So basically, in essence, this video is about staying consistent and running your business in during a season of utter chaos and during a season of life where you literally cannot not be present in your life, or maybe you're in a place where you don't have Wi-Fi, or you're in a place where you're on a trip or something like that. You need to show up for your business because social media doesn't ever stop, and that's coaching requires you to show up consistently, and consistency in social media is what builds our business. And so I wanted to share with you guys how I kind of did that and how I stayed afloat while, in essence, I felt like I was the Titanic and I was crashing and I'm burning and I was gonna fail and lose everything. But I chose to show up for my business, and even though I was stressed out and overwhelmed and so afraid that I was gonna lose all my progress that I've gained in the past year or whatever of coaching, how I just wanted to share how I stayed alive through it all, and how you can literally do that too. And if I can make it through planning a wedding in 4 months, getting married, going on a honeymoon to Mexico, and barely having service, then you can definitely coach. If you're a stressed out, busy person, or if you're, if something really bad happens in your life, or if you're getting married and you have no time, I just wanted to create this and share with you guys that there's so many ways to coach. You just have to find what works for you. And so this is what I did. So basically, throughout the wedding, before, when I was planning the wedding and everything like that, I stayed really consistent with my whole entire business. I was stressed out and busy and crazy, and life was things fell through the cracks. Some goals did not get hit, but a lot of goals did get hit. And I always put my business on the priority and then my team right after that. So I just signed up my fiance, now my husband, right before I started planning our wedding, which was a good idea, but also just bad timing, because a lot of my goals were to hit Success Club and rank advance in his business, but I wasn't able to do that. And basically what it comes down to is when you have no time and you need to come back to your priorities and really dig deep in your why and all of that, your business is number one. So getting people to sign up with you in your business. And then number two is investing in the people that have already committed to you. So challenge groups and free groups that people are already a part of, and your team. Hello, you have to show up for the people who are looking up to you and looking for you to be their leader. You can't just bail on them, but your business always comes first. So that's how I survived wedding season, planning, craziness. I had lack of sleep many times, and you just gotta fail forward and do it and say, you know what, I'm doing this because I want to be this in my future, and I want to have this in my future, and find your why, dig deep. I said, you know what, I want to have time with my husband someday, and I want to be able to support us fully. That's one of my goals, and so I'm going to do this now because it's important to me, and if you don't work for it, then you're not going to reach those goals. So then the honeymoon was what I wanted to talk about secondly, and how I survived that, because your honeymoon you always dream about ever since you're a little kid, and you always think that you're just going to be able to go off, and say goodbye to life, say goodbye, sayonara to your family and everybody, and just be with your husband and have a lovely time and eat all the food and all the things, indulge in all the wonderful married things. But I knew that I had to stay consistent with my business. I knew that I had to show up, and I couldn't give up, and I couldn't just bail on social media for a whole freaking week. You can't do that. So the way that I figured out was I asked a lot of questions from my personal upline coach, my personal coach, and I asked what some other people did in busy seasons of their life. I asked from my success partner, like what she recommended, and a lot of it came back, like my answers that I was getting, a lot of it came back to, you have to decide for yourself. It's your business. You're the CEO. And so I was like, thanks for the permission. I always forget that I am the CEO and I have permission and I choose what I do with my business. So I decided to plan as much as I could, because in our fitness journeys, in coaching, it's all about planning, people. Like, so I planned out what I was going to do, what my priorities were going to be while I was honeymooning. So for me, that is showing up on social media every single day, showing up in my team page. I wanted to show up on my Facebook page, but Facebook isn't as a priority as Instagram. So I just did the Facebook, the Instagrams get sent to your Facebook. What else did I do? I chose that messaging and emails and answering people was not going to be my priority, because I really needed to be present in the moment. And you can document what's happening in your life through social media. So it's kind of killing two birds with one stone. Document, save the picture, save the video, but also post it out there on social media. But save it for me, later on in life when I want to look back on my honeymoon and all that. So the main things for me were just showing up. I just had to show up. I had to show up for my team. I had to show up for social media. I had to show up for the group that I'm already dedicated to hosting. So with that, I scheduled my posts for the 21-day group that I was leading. And I also chose way in advance to start my group so that the week that I would be gone on my honeymoon would be my prep week. Because prep weeks, a lot of people won't they'll have questions, but if you're posting like a coach should be every single day in your group for the whole entire prep week, then you're just downpouring all this information on them, and they're going to have questions, yes, but if you don't get to those questions until Sunday night before the challenge group starts, it's not that big of a deal. It's not the end of the world, because you're giving them all the things they need to know, and I asked some of my personal coaches, because they need the practice to run a challenge group. I asked them to help me and stay active in the group and post their own tips and tricks videos and post their own informational posts and helping girls get started and what worked for them. And I also asked them to just show up and answer questions if they could. So you invest in your team, invest in people. We're not an island in this business. Why we have success partners and why we have teams and coaches, because you're not meant to do this alone. You're not meant to do fitness alone. And that's why we have these accountability groups. So use your own accountability group to help you with your business, And so I scheduled all my posts. You can go on Facebook and you can literally make a post, and then there's a little tiny button right by the post. It's to the left, and it is a clock, and you just click that, and then you can post that post, schedule it. So I scheduled every single one for every day of the week while I was on my honeymoon at 8 a.m. because I wanted those girls to get that information and just have it being, poured into them. And I also, before I went, I posted the intro for the group, where to comment and introduce themselves. And I also posted a full album of videos. Each picture has a whole thing on, what am I trying to say? You post the picture and then you get somewhere to put a comment or a tagline. So in that I posted all the links to videos, favorite Shaco recipes videos. How do these portion containers work? All the videos. So that if people did have questions and I didn't answer them, they could definitely research it for themselves and find it in the group. I also did that. I scheduled all my team page posts. I went into my upline personal team page, and I'm in a different group where girls are upline coaches are pouring into me, and so I grabbed a lot of their posts and I quoted them, and I added my own little spiel and a picture that represented what that post was trying to talk about. And then I made 3 videos ahead of time about different topics that came into my brain, and then I just posted those videos on the day of, and I did the schedule the post thing again. So all that was taken care of. I didn't have to worry about that every day. That was amazing. So the second part of it was being in the moment. That's what I wanted for my honeymoon. And so when you're going on something, some life event where like this is your struggle, is like, how do I work my business when there's no time and I need to be present and I need to enjoy this and I don't want to look back on my life and be guilty that I didn't? Be in the moment, because when you're in the moment, like I personally, when I'm in the moment, I document. I love documenting. I love taking pictures and videos. And my fiance, now my husband, and I talked about like we want to take videos and we want to document this trip so that we can always remember it. And so we were taking so many videos and pictures all the time, like just at the beginning of every meal, at the beginning of like when we got there, when we left, the beginning and the end of our day, when we went to the beach, when we went to the pool. And so be in the moment and enjoy whatever it is you have going on, and then document it as you go. And you don't have to post in the moment, because yes, like you can post at certain times on Instagram and gain more of a following. But if you're doing something really exciting in life and you have a little bit of a following, they will be so excited to see any glimpse of what's going on. If you're having a baby, if you're getting married, if you're just getting engaged, they'll be so excited that just like let the timing, just don't worry about that. Be in the moment and like document and then post later. So for me, I posted a video of us working out the next day, because I was like, I don't want to post it right now, but I took a funny video of us and I sped it up and then I posted it the next day. And every single day I did that. I just, like the day that we got there, I didn't post the beach or anything like that. I just posted pictures from the wedding. I've posted like fun stuff. And so that's like how you can post. Just like don't make it complicated. Just it's simple. Like think of what the simplest thing is to do and then post that. Like make it so easy on yourself, because why not? Like why make it harder? So you can automate your responses as well. I didn't do this personally, but going back, I wish that I had. I wish that I had set up an email automated response. I already have one for my Facebook page, so that's really good, but I don't think there's a way to do that on Instagram direct message. So right before I left for the honeymoon, I went through as many people as I could on our flight, and like in the waiting for our flight and chain layovers, I DM'd as many people as I could, and I replied and said, thank you for the love, like thank you so much, because I got a lot of like well wishes for my wedding. And then I said, I will talk to you like after the wedding. Like I'm so excited for the honeymoon. Sorry, I'm going to be a little MIA. And I just like sent out a nice little like automated response to all the same people and all the same thing. But you can do that for your email. You can write up an automated email response and it'll say, hi, I'm on my honeymoon right now, but I'll get back to you in 7 days or whatever it is. So you can do that. Facebook, I already had that in place, but you can do that on Facebook too. And then my last 2 points were just like, try something new. Like this is a new experience going away on your honeymoon or whatever it is that you are doing. Like if you're having a baby or a big life event is happening, like anything that's relating to this kind of situation, try something new, because you're in a new environment. So you can't do the same thing. The same things aren't going to work. So don't be afraid to fail. Try something new. So those are my 2 last points. For me, what I did trying new was not being worried, honestly. For the first time in my business, I was like not being worried about like falling behind or setbacks, because I planned this out so freaking well. And that's what I tried new as well, was planning, which I'm not a good planner, and coaching is hard for me and it takes discipline because I have to become a planner, and that's not something I'm really good at. And I had to go above and beyond with planning for this whole thing if I wanted to be successful. So that's what I tried new. And honestly, now coming out of it, I've taken all that with me, and I want to continue to be a good planner, and I want to continue to do this above and beyond for every moment in my life so that I can be present in my life. I can be present with my husband. I can create more time, all those things. So don't be afraid to fail. You are going to fail in some area every time you take a risk, every time you try something new, every time you do something different. That's what life's about. That's what coaching is about. It's never going to stay the same. So don't be afraid to fail and then try something new, because who knows, you might like learn something so good and then take that with you moving forward. So that is my video, and I hope it helped you guys, and you can hopefully use this with your own business someday when you come into a situation where you have to be present. There's like literally no way to do all that you have to do for coaching. But yeah, that's what I have to share, and that's what worked for me. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.